been having so many problems with our daughter, Denisha, in school and at home, and she had hospitalizations for mental health issues, and I wasn't able to work.
Social Security kept turning her down. She has a lot of behavioral and emotional issues. She gets suicidal. She has a lot of behavior issues in schools and special education.
On her good days, she's atypical 14. She's excited about life. So on her bad days, she can be depressed. She'll cry, or she has made a couple of attempts to take her life.
She had a hearing at the Social Security office one time, and then that was turned. She was denied. Then she then appealed it to the administrative judge level. She had a hearing, and the judge turned her down. So it was appealed to the appeals council.
First time they told us no. So I applied again, and they told us no. Actually, they told us no several times. But I would always reapply.
They remanded it or sent it back to us to have a hearing again with the same judge.
I'd gotten extremely tired of being told no, but it just never hit me until that one day to call and see if they would take on Denisha's case. So I did, and subsequently they did, and I appreciated that so much.
So we took her case, and I was the attorney, and we obtained a lot more records that Social Security didn't have.
To know Miss Lori, she is, how can I put this? She's very quiet, but when we went into that courtroom with that judge, she just turned it on. I was totally amazed. I was completely taken aback. I couldn't believe it, how fantastic she was. And she asked me questions, in front of the judge that, I thought, duh, why didn't I think of that?
After we had the hearing, the judge decided that she was disabled. She's getting quite a bit of money back for back benefits, and now she's getting back Social Security now.
Once we were approved for the Social Security, that was a substantial amount of monies set aside specifically for her, and I was just over the moon. To have that advocate, to have someone in your corner. You're not having to go before the judge by yourself. That's daunting. That's terrifying. And to go in with someone that is knowledgeable, and that can fight on your behalf that's awesome. You cannot beat that. You just can't beat it.
Kayla first came to Prairie State in 2011. The first case was an order of protection case where the father of her child had attacked her at a visitation exchange.
It was pretty horrible. So, finally I got my son back and got the emergency order of protection. And they had mentioned, you need to go to Prairie State to get a lawyer so that way they can handle this stuff.
That initial order of protection was a 1-year order of protection. And unfortunately, in spring 2013, at another visitation exchange, our client Kayla went to pick the child up, and he strangled our client, attacked her again.
I called Prairie State because I had been through this before. Got the order of protection, got things handled with my child's father, did the whole visitation thing at the Child Visitation Center once a week. We did not have to see him, did not have to contact him, did not have to even know he was there.
Another interesting issue came up. So throughout the course of our representation, Kayla was attending school to become certified as a welder.
We're doing everything, it's going smooth, and the visitation is getting, taken care of, and the child support's, starting to be taken care of, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, I have this great opportunity to move to Mississippi. Miles, could you please help me?
And so she was offered a good paying job in southern Mississippi as a welder, but because her custody case was located here in Illinois, she was unable to accept that position unless the court would give her permission to leave Illinois permanently with the child. Because we were able to do that, and because she was able to take that job, she's effectively lifted herself out of poverty, and now, both her and the child have a much brighter future ahead of them.
I wasn't expecting to have such a great person on my side. I thank you very much.
So the client is Sherry Rossler, and she came to us because she was being evicted from a mobile home.
I own a trailer, my own trailer outright, and I fell upon some hard times where I didn't have any income coming in.
A lot of people don't understand, but in mobile home parks, a lot of times they own their own mobile home. And Sherry did. She owned her own mobile home. What she rented from the park was the lot. So if they're evicted from the lot, of course they get to keep the home that they own, but then they have to try to move a home that's called mobile but isn't really so mobile. They end up having to sell that house if they have to move, if they're evicted. So they end up losing quite a bit of money if they are evicted. So that's why we ended up taking her case.
I didn't know where else to turn. So when I came to Prairie State, it was out of desperation, and Justin sat right down with me the day that I came in, looked at all of my paperwork, didn't rush me, sat down and talked to me, looked at everything I had. He was busy. I do remember he was busy, but he took the time to sit with me and look through everything and said, we absolutely have a case. For number one, they didn't serve you right.
She was late on some rent. They gave her a 5-day notice. They didn't serve it to her properly. So we were able to get that eviction dismissed. The second eviction was different because she didn't owe any rent at the time of the second eviction. They were trying to evict her because she didn't pay process server fees from the first eviction, which is not something that they're able to charge a tenant for, but they were attempting to do that. And that's the reason we took the second case and ended up getting that case dismissed as well.
And I couldn't thank Justin enough because I believed that I would be homeless had I not have had Justin to go with me. Thank God for Prairie State because they kept me with my roof over my head and was there when I needed somebody.